So my name is Madilyne von Rotz. I am the lead research technician in Catherine Stoner's lab here at the University of Arizona. I am originally from Sacramento, California, and I moved to Tucson back in August of last year. There are 31 bat species that persist throughout Arizona out of the 47 that are present in all of North America. 70% of bat species in the U.S. are insectivorous bats. They contribute to pest management. They save the United States over $3 billion a year in agricultural costs through pest management alone. So they are crucial for that. They contribute so much to our economy. There are 3 nectivorous bat species that exist in the United States that are only here in Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. So these 3 species are important pollinators of the columnar cacti, so the organ pipe cactus, the saguaro cactus, that are incredibly culturally significant to the native peoples. And they are also really important pollinators of the agave plant, which is the source of tequila. So the lab I'm currently working in, we are expanding our research to include a lot of acoustics. We are working with Tumamoc to establish a long-term acoustic detector to get a species composition of bat activity that's present on the hill that can then be disseminated to the public. So we are hoping to set up the detector and record continuously from April through October, which is kind of peak bat activity time. I will then go through and analyze all of the call recordings, confirm the species that have been detected, and then present those to Tumamoc. Having a catalog of species activity is just kind of a great blanket. So there have been several long-term acoustic monitoring sites here around Tucson, a lot of them a little bit south of here, but there are like large areas that have been unsurveyed for a long time. Tumamoc also has no historical data of bat activity on the hill, so just creating a baseline of activity and being able to upload this data to this server called NABAT, and then that data becomes accessible to other folks if they would like to conduct different projects or management, or just need information for management planning in the future. So it's going to be really nice to contribute to this kind of continental effort and hopefully contribute to somebody else's research and findings. People always ask me like, why bat acoustics, but it is one of the most marketable skills in the bat industry. Everybody wants to deploy acoustic detectors, but nobody really wants to go back and review the data because it gets incredibly monotonous. But it is pretty cool to be able to non-invasively monitor bat species, because a lot of methods studying bats are invasive, with collecting various samples for DNA or disease ecology. So this is a great way to kind of give them a little break from the more invasive methods. This is an example of an acoustic detector. We have an internal microphone that records the ultrasonic bat calls. We put just batteries in here, and we will replace them periodically. There is also a SD chip that will record or store all of the acoustic data that we will have to switch out every couple of weeks, because there is generally a lot of bat activity, especially during peak season. And then we will take the SD card, bring it back to the lab. I will put it through a software that helps automatically identify the calls to species. Each bat species has really distinct call qualities that are associated with that species, so we can identify the calls down to species. The computer does a pretty good job, but we have human acoustic analysis to confirm which species are actually present and detected with the acoustic detector. There are some really beautiful bats. So the hoary bat is actually very beautiful, but I think my favorite is the Mexican free-tail bat, which is one of the more common urban bats, especially in Tucson. They're the bats that roost underneath the Rito Bridge that have the emergence. They have the huge emergence in Austin, Texas, and at Bracken Caves, and at Carlsbad Caverns. So pretty much any huge bat emergence, they're probably Mexican free-tails. They are the highest flying bat in North America. They can reach like airplane heights, which is kind of crazy, and they can fly up to 100 miles an hour, which is also really crazy. They have maternity roosting colonies, so they leave their babies in the roost and pack them in really tightly to conserve energy. And the moms will go out and forage. Pregnant moms can eat 100% of their body weight in a night. Normal adults eat 70 to 80% of their body weight. And when they return to feed their babies, the moms can find their infant based on scent and sound alone. So they are packed in really tightly, and the mom can just hear and smell her baby and find the right one and be able to nurse it before taking off again the next night. When we are engaging with wildlife, either intentionally or unintentionally, we have to think about unintended consequences. Bats roost in crevices. They are not discerning of if those crevices are natural or man-made. So there are lots of bats that roost in bridges all over Arizona and other parts of the United States. They will roost in houses and walls. So some people consider them kind of a nuisance and will implement exclusion efforts, but they are just looking for a home. And they normally don't bother anybody as long as they're in small groups. Right now, the kind of prominent issue is bird flu. So a lot of people have their hummingbird feeders out. Nectar bats will feed out of hummingbird feeders, as will Gila woodpeckers and normal hummingbirds. So any kind of potential water source or feeding source has the potential to be a disease sink and can transfer illnesses between individuals or between species. And we just want to curb that as much as possible. So just being aware that when you are interacting with the wildlife that is present here, that there may be unintended consequences. For hummingbird feeders specifically, since I mentioned it, decontaminating the hummingbird feeders almost daily, if not every other day, is super important. Soap and water is not effective. Rubbing alcohol is the most effective way to clean hummingbird feeders and completely eliminate disease. So they recommend 70% isopropyl alcohol, not ethanol. It evaporates too quickly before it can effectively sanitize. So just being incredibly cognizant and conscious of the potential impacts that we have on our local wildlife. A huge concern among most people is that bats are vectors for disease. So with rabies in particular, they are carriers of rabies. They might be asymptomatic, but still contagious. So that is a concern for public health. Less than 1% of bats that are tested for rabies actually end up having rabies. They are really popular disease sinks, though, for various diseases. So it is still really important to get rabies treatment if you believe that you've been exposed either through a bat bite or a bat scratch. There's also white nose syndrome, which has decimated bat populations on the East Coast since 2006. And the pathogen that causes white nose syndrome has been slowly spreading west. Most recently, the fungus has been detected in Arizona, but no confirmed cases of white nose syndrome have been present in any bats found so far. It's the second largest mammalian group behind rodents, and not a lot of information is available just due to their kind of elusive nature. They're hard to get to, and it's still a budding research field. So my thought process was, if I can help find out more about these groups and kind of contribute to the growth of knowledge and help people understand them better and be less afraid, then I will have made a meaningful contribution, and I would be able to have a positive effect on the community.